So the first thing on outdoor is it's the most difficult medium because your client always wants to say more. They always want to get more out to the consumer because they've got to tell them this and this and this and this. And they have to have a contact number and a website and a call to action and this. And you're like, geez, guys, it's a billboard. You're like, yeah, but no, we have to have it. Got to have it because we have to tell the consumer this. But what you end up doing is you say nothing. Tell them 10 things. You've said absolutely nothing to anyone about anything. You have 7 seconds to make an impact. Got to keep it simple. Yeah, if your piece of outdoor has to say 5 different things to the consumer, you're going to end up saying absolutely nothing. So I found some classic cases of saying absolutely nothing and everything at the same time. Who knows what the hell that's for? Found another one. Another great one.
You have to leave in front of.
Yeah, you got to. It's like reading a book. Here's another one. Yeah, because graphs are always key to making great outdoor. So, you can say something really easily, really quickly, even with one word. Boobs. So, Bonds is a company in Australia. They're really well known for doing underwear. It's a whole chain that's built their brand on making underwear for people. They've just reinvented their company. They're now making bras. They want to tell Australia that, hey, they're not just underwears now, they're also for boobs. One word.
What on earth is that billboard which simply says boobs?
There are billboards around town with boobs written on them, and that's it, nothing else.
I actually stopped the car to take a photo of it.
Stop the car!
Stop the car on Punt Road.
Me and my wife were going over the bridge at Punt Road yesterday and we've seen it.
Got everyone's attention. The phones have gone into meltdown over this boob sign.
An advertising campaign is capturing the attention of Melburnians.
Bonds wants us to know it's for boobs. I wasn't aware anyone was against them. If social media is any indication, many Australians are now at least thinking of Bonds differently.
But what client wouldn't like their logo much, much, much bigger? You're only going to make them happy. Simple. So it's chewing gum called Bubble, something. It's obviously orange flavor. Giant ball blown. Papaya, pear. Simple. These are a set of posters. They could have filled this up with messages and stuff, but they chose to use half their billboard and just got to engage with people. Don't imagine nuns in bikinis licking lollipops. Suddenly you've got a mental image in your head. It's all about reading. Yeah, if you read it, you imagine it. The power of reading. One simple line, and you get it. Don't imagine a red flying monkey spitting fire. Boom, mental image. They even dropped their logo. Don't imagine the penguin logo and you know the brand. Simple product launch. So Guinness were launching their bottles in, I'm not sure which country it was. Iconography. Everyone knows what Guinness looks like. Just make it look more like a bottle. Drink it out the bottle. Looks like a draft in your tummy. Super simple. Really cheap to do. Cool. Porsche. Everyone knows the brand. 2 words. Rear horsepower. That's all I want to tell people. No more. You don't need to tell them all about it. A 3-page essay on what the new 911 does, all the specs. You get it. So it's a television network. They have no commercial interruptions. That's all I want to say. No commercial interruptions. Then the other thing is, I think, reinterpret the medium. So you always get that same old 3x6 billboard that the client always books and always wants to put up in the city center somewhere. And you're like, oh, yawn, can't we do something interesting? Can't I get something rad to do? But just because it's a billboard doesn't mean it can't be amazing. You've just got to rethink how a billboard works, what you can do with it. Interesting. Simple curve, and they found a whole new functionality for a billboard. So it doesn't have to be a crazy piece of technology. It can be just a simple evolution of a billboard, the way it works, and you can find something amazing from it. Yeah.
In Peru, the construction industry is booming. This is a country in development, but there's a downside. Constructions in almost every block are a source of pollution. The consequences of this can be life-threatening diseases such as cancer, which according to WHO, World Health Organization, are caused by solid particles in the environment, endangering the health of area residents and construction workers.
Anteriormente el aire, claro, en las obras era más sofocado, ¿no?
Como ustedes mismos ven, se trabaja con polvo, los productos químicos.
The University of Engineering and Technology of Peru, UTEC, is building a new campus as well. A university that wants to change the world through engineering could not be a part of this without looking for a solution. So UTEC and the agency created the first billboard that purifies the air more than 1,200 trees. The billboard is installed in the middle of the construction site, communicating the creation of the new campus while producing 100,000 cubic meters of clean air. The technology attached to the billboard absorbs all the polluted air around it, filters it through a water system, and returns pure air to the surrounding areas. The cleaner air reaches a radius of 5 blocks, benefiting all residents of the construction area as well as the workers.
Para los trabajadores, para respirar un poco más, un aire casi puro.
We showed how construction and clean air can really go together. We also managed to promote UTEC, showing that technology and engineering really have the power of solving problems. This is a big call to all future engineers that believe in this culture. UTEC, we will continue to change the world through engineering.
So, I mean, that's fantastic for a university that bases their academics on technology. Every year they do one billboard, do something amazing with it, and that's their big advertisement for people to sign up for the year.
UTEC, the University of Engineering and Technology, was about to open the application period for 2013, so they needed to call students' attention. Lima and its surrounding villages are located in the coastal desert of Peru. In this place, there are many people suffering from the lack of potable water.
Acá en este pueblo de Pujama, todos, mayoría sacamos agua de pozo. Y no es agradable y es contaminado.
The presence of rain in this region is almost zero, but the atmospheric humidity is about 98%. Inspired by this, we worked as a team, UTEC and the agency, to build the first billboard that produces drinking water out of air. The billboard has a unique technology that captures the air humidity and turns it into drinking water.
Cada generador atrapa lo que es la humedad del ambiente. De ahí pasa un sistema de osmosis inversa. Cada tanque almacena promedio de 20 litros. Las 5 máquinas van a hacer este proceso y se va a almacenar todo en un solo tanque.
The billboard has already produced thousands of liters of drinking water. That equals the water consumption of hundreds of families per month.
¿No? Que pongan en diferentes lugares, ¿no? Si es posible en cada anexo, en cada caserío, en cada pueblo, para que el agua sea generada por medio de los paneles, ¿no? Un agua que realmente nos da vida, ¿no?
So use scale to your advantage. So you've got this massive billboard that you can communicate to people. Use it, make it amazing. It's like a big grandstand to advertise your brand. Do it in amazing ways. Come up with something that's fantastic. So this is a piece that was a Cannes last year. It's from South Africa. So South Africa is known as the Rainbow Nation. So they actually created a physical rainbow above their billboard. So they've got a billboard space that they have on a constant basis in town. And what they did, because last year was the 20 years of democracy, they created an actual rainbow.
"20 years ago, South Africa held its first democratic election. Nelson Mandela was elected into office. And Bishop Desmond Tutu coined the phrase the Rainbow Nation. A rainbow represented the diversity that made South Africa great. We chose one of the largest skyscrapers in downtown Johannesburg to share our message. To remind South Africans what the rainbow symbol stood for. It took a bunch of fancy calculations, a lot of testing, and a little bit of magic. So, in the end, we didn't just show the symbol, we created it. A giant rainbow that appeared above our billboard. People stopped to witness the addition to the skyline. This rainbow is created by capturing the sun at a specific angle through the mist of non-drinkable recycled water.
In South Africa we say I am who I am because of other people. We call that Ubuntu.
Giving the Rainbow Nation the opportunity to mark 20 years of democracy.
There are so many small kindnesses between South Africans.
I think this is one of the friendliest countries in the world, and I think that makes me smile every day.
Creating a little moment of happiness.
Fantastic example of using scale to your advantage. Also, scale doesn't necessarily have to be scale. It could be the opposite of scale, which in itself is scale. So Coke was launching a mini can. They created these mini vending machines. Don't just say it, show it. So I think a lot of advertising says what the brand does or what the product does. It makes your hair nice and straight, it makes your hair longer, it fixes this, it does that. But the only way to believe it is for you to see that it actually does that thing. And that's quite hard in advertising, but again, if you look hard enough, you can find a loophole. So there's this company called OBE in, I think it's Germany. OBE.
2013. A tough price war is raging between DIY stores in Germany. Aggressive, blatant, ugly. We were wondering, how can OBE, Germany's biggest DIY chain, break out of this spiral? And also, why do people advertise products that are supposed to make our homes look nicer, using adverts that make everything look uglier? OBE pushes billboards to a new level with a completely new form of advertising, renovated billboards. We don't just show any old hammer, saw or paint, but the very thing that people can achieve with these products, better looking homes. At an OBE store, we stocked up with everything that's needed for renovation work. Looked for the most run-down houses close to DIY stores and simply got on with renovating. But only an area the same size as a regular billboard. With the renovated billboards, we show in an impressive and surprising way how DIY products from OBE can make a difference. The result? Online impressions of over 150... Oh, bollocks, forget it. The result? Advertising that people like and that makes them smile. Shouldn't this be enough?
But what a great way to show how your product actually works. It's not telling people, it's showing them. It's the best way to believe in a product.
In many countries, DHL has more locations, more vehicles, and more employees. That's why DHL is faster. However, to communicate this with a classic advertising campaign is expensive. So why couldn't the competitors advertise for DHL? For that purpose, giant packages were taped all over with thermoactive foil and cooled down below the freezing point. In this way, the competitors picked up a black package that transformed back at temperatures above freezing and delivered the message in the most beautiful colors to addresses in the city that were not that easy to find.
The result? A prank that went immediately viral. With over 4 million views in the first days, the film was among the top 10 most popular YouTube videos and became #1 topic on Twitter.
DHL ist schneller. Mit diesem Slogan und einer
Major TV channels reported about it. And then blogs, the press, and TV stations all over the world joined in.
That is the funniest, most brilliant campaign I've ever seen. We're sitting here snickering. Imagine the people who set this up. They were probably like...
And everyone had a lot of fun. Well, almost everyone. Thank you very much.
So they're not just saying it, they're showing it. Then the last point, what is outdoor? Is it a poster? Is it a billboard? Is it a street pole poster? I think reconsidering what outdoor is a really good thing. It makes you find other opportunities which aren't traditional media or aren't even media themselves, but you make them one. I mean, it's called outdoor. The whole world is your media. Go play.
Oh, the gay ATMs, I love them.
Oh, KTM! KTM! I love KTM!
Fabulous. Happy Mardi Gras! See you next year, honeys.
But what a great way to find some goodwill with your brand, with just a small little idea that you had. You know, one event, but the ripple effect is huge. And an ATM. I mean, who would have thought an ATM is it could be a piece of advertising?
The Ewings are the most powerful, conniving oil family on television. So to launch the Dallas season premiere, the Ewings flexed their power in the real world.
Gas prices might be soaring in other places, but at one gas station in New York City, drivers paid $1.98 a gallon.
The Ewings from the hit TV show Dallas have opened a real-life gas station in New York City.
Dallas.
Price of gasoline is too high. Well, I couldn't agree more. And as a member of the most powerful oil family in America, I'm in a unique position to do something about it. Today, Ewing Energies opens its flagship service station in Manhattan, and we have drastically lowered the price of our gasoline. Some might call it undercutting the competition. Others might call it predatory pricing. I just call it good business.
We're cutting gas prices down to $1.98.
I came all the way from Harlem doing this. This is the third car.
What are you out of your mind?
We were waiting online for like 4 hours, so.
The competition sucks today.
We just drove past
3 gas stations. It's a ghost town over there. Everybody, come here.
There's nobody in here and no have customer.
They complaining, to hell with them.
Do I feel bad? No.
This Texas-sized spectacle brought traffic to a standstill for 8 city blocks. It lit up broadcast online and social media. Viewership soared, making Dallas one of TNT's highest-rated premieres ever, and a company that doesn't even exist brought the competition to its knees.
John Ross, you're the best, you're the man.
Cool. So, I mean, there's a lot of blurring of the lines between what categories are what. So, like, what is a piece of outdoor now? What is a piece of ambient? What is an activation? You know, that's all of the above. Consumer experience. There's, you know, and that's good. I think blurring it and playing with it, you know, it only makes for better communication. I'm going to show you one last piece, which is this crazy Japanese piece.
This is a story of a small village in northeast Japan, Inakadate. The village, famous for rice, was struggling with an aging and declining population, along with drop-in sales, since Japanese eating habits have shifted away from rice toward a more westernized food. Nevertheless, the village's main income source remains rice, so a new project was launched to save the village by shining a new light on its rice production. Rice Gold. By planting different colors of rice, we created huge art pictures in our rice field. We then developed a new technology called Rice Gold. It reads the rice art like a QR code and drives traffic to EC sites. The rice harvested there would home delivered directly. It was acceptable to the visitors because Japanese consumers use its QR code daily. Rice Gold transformed a scene that people naturally want to photograph into a brand new selling place. Purchases can also be made from posters or images shared on Facebook. This new project earned massive media exposure both online and offline. As a result, visitors increased 30 times the population of the village and sales jumped dramatically. The power of rice revitalized the village again. This movement even moved the government to build a special train station for the visitors. Ground, the men's most primitive outdoor media, became the newest. Rice Gold.
Rice farmers go high-tech with reinventing outdoor. Cool, that's me.